What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Meta Champs, and welcome to this video. Unfortunately, I don't have time to make a dedicated intro for my games this week since I'm trying to catch up on videos, but I'll have the matchup and our opponent's information displayed on screen now, and the team I'm bringing to counter it will be linked down below. Also, full transparency before heading into this game, because of my insanely busy schedule, there won't be as many edits in this video. However, all of my most recent games have been absolute bangers, so I'm sure you'll still enjoy this game regardless. Without any further ado, I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. Let's go ahead and head into the battle. Alrighty, good luck, have fun to my opponent, let's freaking do this, baby! I also am not using face cam because I am tired and I don't feel like using face cam right now. I'm sorry, Nova! I know, I'm a terrible person, I know, I'm sorry! I'm just joking, of course. I'm joshing. But yeah, I'm very scared without this battle. We're facing the Sun team. This is going to be very interesting. This is basically, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm just fully out of playoffs. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get knocked into academies. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. Let us get some wins here and do it. Alrighty, let's see what my opponent has brought. We are going to see the Garganackle, we're going to see the Ninetales, we're going to see Thundy, we're going to see Volcanion, we're going to see Cinderace. We don't see Vileplume, which is very interesting. We also don't see Cobalion. I was wondering if both of them would show up here. Very, very interesting. We also see no Alolan Muck or Sableye. So the only Terra Cap here is the Garganackle. Alrighty. Oh, I expected Thundy, I expected Volcanion. Pretty much the only thing I didn't expect here was the Cinderace. So I definitely want to keep my Pelipper alive for Cinderace specifically. I'm very tempted to lead Stormy here. I think Stormy's a pretty reliable lead. The only reason it wouldn't be a reliable lead is if something just goes wrong, but hopefully nothing goes wrong. So that's kind of the goal. We're going to go ahead and lead Stormy here because we outspeed everything that's not Scarfed, and we'll hopefully get some intel on certain sets and things like that. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, let's frickin' do this. They're definitely taking a long time to decide their lead. They do barely get their lead in time though, which is always good. We love to frickin' see it. Good luck, have fun to my opponent as always, and also, I know I said this earlier, but this will be edited the same way I've been editing the others. Minimal edits, all that fun stuff. Let's freaking do this. What? Where's the creativity in the card? Oh my goodness. Garganackle is definitely the scariest Pokemon on this team, at least in my opinion, in terms of the Terra stuff. We're going to see Rap God, which is going to be the Thundy, so I don't want to Terra yet, because I want to try and force this thing to reveal some sets to me. I basically want to keep my Terra a secret as long as I can, and also because Terra Blast doesn't affect this thing. So, let's see here. Kilowattrel versus Thundurus. I'm assuming we don't do that much damage with the Terra Blast. We actually do a decent chunk with 30 to 35%. The Terra Blast from them does 50 to 60%, so I think I will swap here. I'm trying to figure out what I would want to go into. Probably Gemstone is what I would go into. So I'm going to go ahead and just click U-turn here. We also have Terra Fairy Dancing in case as well, but I don't think I'm going to Terra that Pokemon yet. Unless this thing, like, goes for a nasty plot, then maybe I will. I could also go into Archelodon unless they Focus Blast here, but I don't think they Focus Blast here. I really don't think they Focus Blast. I could go into Silver Gate. I could also go into Potion Dealer. I could even go into Hawaiian Pizza. We could also see a Volt Switch as well. So I think here what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into Silver Gate, and then I'm going to set up screens. Or, well, a screen, I should say. I'm going to set up a light screen. Just for funsies. We're going to see a Dark Pulse. Okay, so that's fine. That does a lot of damage. Okay, so hold on a second. What does that reveal about this set? Because that looks like a lot of damage. Let me calc Dark Pulse. Let's see, Dark Pulse. Let's see here. That looks like it's definitely probably Choice Specs, if I had to guess. Let's see here. Choice Specs. Yep, that absolutely looks like it was minimum roll Choice Specs. So I'm going to go ahead and double into Gemstone here. They could have to swap out here as well, but going into Gemstone here is actually pretty nice. The Great Tusk could be a slight issue, but we can just Terra Fairy if we really want to against that thing. And if they stay in here, we're going to eat that hit up for days. And we also are the Covert Cloak as well, so we can't get burned, which is very nice. This is very good intel as well. I'm okay with this. They could be going for a swap here, but now that we know that's set, we are going to switch out, so they did have to stay in. And they might not be the Choice Specs, but it definitely looks like they are. And it looks like it was a minimum roll with Dark Pulse, which sucks a little bit. But we are going to see a Dark Pulse here. Bada bing, bada boom. That's fine. Okay, so I think here they have to switch out here. I don't know what they would switch out into. My guess is probably the Garganackle. I think I could see the Garganackle come in here. I think what I do... I could click Diamond Storm here. Let me see. Deancey versus Garganackle. Or however you say it. I don't know how you freaking say it. I could Earth Power. Let's see. I could Calm Mind here. I could Calm Mind. I could do a decent chunk of damage. I could Diamond Storm. They have to switch out here, so I'm trying to figure out what I do to predict the swap. I think I go for an Earth Power. I think Earth Power covers everything, so I'm going to click Earth Power here. Let's see what they go into here. They are obviously going to switch because now we know that they're specs. I'm assuming the Garganical, yep, that's going to be Iron Golem, so that's going to be the Garganical coming in here. Makes sense. We fire off an Earth Power, predicting that swap, which is great. Does a decent chunk of damage, and we are pretty happy with that. We are also going to see the lefties. Okay. So lefties is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. I can swap out here. I don't think they go for Assault Cure. I could also go into Potion Dealer here for free. I could go into Silver Gate as well. Flash Cannon is going to do a crap ton of damage to this thing. And I don't know how useful this thing will be later on if the Thundy is specs. I mean, it prevents it from spamming electric attacks, so I guess there's that. So maybe what I do here, I go into, let's see. The problem is I don't know what I would go into here. I could go into Potion Dealer, but I think they're going to try to Terra. So I think maybe I stay in Calm Mind, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I think Covert Cloak might actually block the Salt Cure, so if they go for Salt Cure, that's fine. We are going to set up a Calm Mind. We're not going to Terra yet if we can help it. Let's see what they go for here. They do go for Salt Cure. Let's see if Covert Cloak blocks this, because I think it does. I might be wrong, but I think it does. Let's see. Does it? Yes, it does. Perfect. So, yeah, we just stay in here every single time. I could click a Draining Kiss here to recover HP, and I'm kind of tempted to do that. I could also click Diamond Storm, predicting a swap into Great Tusk, but I don't think I do that quite yet. I think... Do I set up another Calm Mind? I could set up another Calm Mind here. That is something I could definitely do. And that would immediately threaten this out. I think I go for a Draining... Do I go for Draining Kiss now? I kind of want to go for a Draining Kiss, just so that way I can get some HP back, so I will go ahead and click Draining Kiss here. We are going to see the hard swap, so let's see if, like, Thundy or Great Tusk comes back in here. We're going to see Kurama, that's a new Pokemon. I think that might be Cinderace? No, that's Ninetales, I'm stupid. I am silly. I'm a silly boy, that is Ninetales. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to get a Draining Kiss off here. Bada bing, bada boom. So they probably have Solar Beam if I had to guess. If we're at +1 at this point, let's see. It doesn't boost Diamond Storm, but let's see. Ninetales. I could go for Diamond Storm for free here. Let's see here. Let's see if you are Solar Beam, which I assume you are. Solar Beam does 22 to 26% if you're not max HP, if you're not max attack. It does 29 to 35% if you are, and that's before I Terra. So I can stay in on this thing, and I can just set up to +2, which I'm kind of tempted to do here. Because, let's see, I'm trying to think, is there a way I lose this? I don't think so. I think I Terra here and I click Calm Mind again. This is very greedy, but I think this is what I do here. I think this is what I'm going to do. Because I don't think there's any way that this thing can beat this. So, and if I get a +2 off on the... If I get the Diamond Storm buff, then that's amazing as well. So, we're going to set up another Calm Mind here. We're going to see Encore. Okay, very interesting. Good play. Very good play indeed. This will do a little bit more damage to them, which is always good. We click the Draining Kiss here. We're a Terra Fairy, so it'll do a bit more. Let's see here. Does a decent chunk of damage. I can just go into my... whatchamacallit. I can go into Pelipper here for free. And I think that's exactly what I do. I could also go into Hawaiian... Actually, you know what? No, I go into Hawaiian Pizza here. I absolutely go into Hawaiian Pizza here, I think. Because, yeah, I think I can just go into Hawaiian Pizza here. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want Pelipper to get weakened too much. Ninetales is not the threat on this team. I want to make sure that the rain is set up against the threats. So we are going to see a Will-O-Wisp, so I'm very glad I swapped out here. We can just click Sludge Wave here, or even Acid Spray. The problem that I fear is that Great Tusk could come in for free, and that scares me a little bit, I won't lie. So I think... Let's see, I could double into Pelipper here, but I don't think I do that. I don't think that's the right play. I think I can just click Sludge Wave for free. I could also click Acid Spray on the Garganical switch, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to click Acid Spray here. Let's see what the switch-in is going to be on this thing. We're going to also see what the possible ability on Garganical is, because I think it will block the Spadef drop if it's, like, Purifying Salt, I think is the ability. Or something like that. It prevents, like, negative status effects or something like that. And even if they stay in, we can just click Sludge Wave next turn. There's nothing really... Like, they can hit me with an extra Sensory. It's not going to KO me, though. So that's pretty chill. Let me see Garganical stats. They do want to stay in here, interestingly enough. So let's see here. It can't be status. Purifying Soul, it can't be status. We're going to see an Encore here. That's fine. I'm okay with that because you're at... Oh, it could be Clear Body. It could be absolutely Clear Body. So we just have to click Acid Spray here again, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. This thing could be straight up dead, honestly. If this thing gets weakened down even more, then that's great. If Garganical comes in and it reveals the Clear Body, then it's either Covert Cloak or Clear Body. Basically, it's one of the two. And it's not Cobra Cloak because it's lefties. So we're going to see the hard swap here. But let's see if this is Purifying Soul or Clear Body. I'm assuming it's, if they switch it to here, it's Clear Body. They're going to see Go. That's going to be the Cinderace coming in here, interestingly enough. We go for the Acid Spray, bada bing, bada boom. Does a decent chunk of damage, too. Holy crap. That's pretty crazy. And we are going to see the Harsh Sunlight faded as well. So let's see. I go into Toilet Bowl here every single time. They're probably going to click U-turn, but if they do, that's fine. I can just go for a U-turn on Pelipper because I don't think Ninetales will do that much damage to me. So let's see what they went for here. We're going to go into Toilet Bowl. Toilet Bowl! It's a Toilet Bowl indeed. It's a Toilet Bowl, baby. It's a Toilet Bowl. Let's see if they went for U-turn. They probably did. Oh, no, they went for Scorching Sands. Very interesting. I was not expecting that. We're going to see that they transform into the ground type, but it doesn't affect me because we are gangster like that. I think here I still click U-turn. I don't think they stay in, and if they do, then I can just go into something else to punish. So I think they have to swap out here. They might go into Ninetales. That would be my assumption. And if they go into Ninetales, then I can just go back into Diancie and click Diamond Storm, because that'll force a swap. And Ninetales is weakened down enough to the point where a Diamond Storm should always KO it. So that's pretty chill, unless it's like max defense, which it could be, but I don't think it is. I'd be very shocked if it was. So I'm very curious to see what they do here to answer this. I'm assuming they have to swap. I don't think they stay in. And even if they stay in, they outspeed us 100% of the time. So we're going to get momentum regardless, basically, is the situation right now. So I am very okay with this, because Pelipper is meant to 100% of the time check Cinderace. So we're kind of chilling with that. We could see a Thundy switch here as well. That would also make sense. I think Ninetales is probably what's going to swap. Oh, it gets Electro Ball. I didn't even know it got Electro Ball. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Well, we live, thank God. We fire up a U-turn, bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty, that's good to know. We also need to remember that this is Terra Ground as well. So we can't hit it with electric moves, but I can go into Potion Dealer here, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Potion Dealer here. I'm going to go into Potion Dealer, and I can just click... I can click Calm Mind here, because they can't really do much to me with a Pyro Ball. I don't think... We're in the rain. There's Pyro Ball. Let's see. Sinistra. Let's see. Cinderace. Pyro Ball does 31 to 36%, and the rain does 14 to 17%. So I can just click Calm Mind here for free, honestly, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, Ninetales coming in could suck. Ninetales coming in could suck here, so I'm going to Shadow Ball here on the Ninetales swap. We're going to see a U-turn here. That's going to do a decent chunk of damage, but that is good with me. We do see that we stay in. I'm curious to see what they go into here. I think they go into Ninetales here to try and encore me into something. Yeah, they are going to go into Ninetales here, if that makes sense. Bada bing, bada boom. And we are going to see the Drought. So my goal now is eventually get rid of this thing. So we go for the Shadow Ball here, so they can't encore me in the Shadow Ball. And that is a critical hit. That's pretty massive. And we get this Spadef drop too. So I think they have to go for an attack here, so I'm going to go into Hawaiian Pizza. They definitely won't want to let this thing get weakened down that much more. The Terra Fairy Diancie is looking pretty solid. I kind of wish I didn't Terra on that thing, just because of the Encore. The Encore was very good tech, but it is what it is. Let's see, the last time they went into Cinderace versus the Iron Moth, I don't think they're going to do that this time. I really don't. I think they're going to go into something else. The nice thing is, I can probably roost against Garganacl, but other than that, I don't think I'll be able to roost against anything, so that is important to know for Pelipper. I can roost against Garganacl, I can threaten it out, or at least force a Terra. Assault Cure will hurt, but that's fine. We are going to switch out here. They could double into something like maybe the Great Tusk. I could see a Great Tusk double here, but I don't think they're going to do that. We will see, though. I'm very curious. I did not realize Cinderace got Electro Ball. That actually kind of surprises me. We are going to see the double here, so that does make sense. I'm not surprised on that. Let's see, we're going to see Rap God the Thundy come in. So that is, let's see, we didn't go into Pelipper. We're going to go, let's see, we went into Iron Moth. So actually, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good situation for me. We're going to go into Iron Moth. Fiery Dance is pretty spammable at this point. It's in the sun. It's going to do a lot of damage against literally anything. Like, even Garganacl is not going to enjoy taking the hit too much. So I think here what I do, I think I just click Fiery Dance, and I'm not going to think about it much more than that. Even if Great Tusk comes in, it's not going to want to take this hit, because we're sun boosted and we're chilling. So, and we outspeed this thing 100% of the time because it's not scarfed. So we are we're going to do a lot of damage to something. Let's see, Thunderous, Therian. You have to swap out here because it's in the sun. Fire Dance is 83 to 98%. It might not KO, but it's going to either KO or do a lot of damage to you. So, regardless, you're definitely going to want to swap out here, and you can't KO me in return. Like, I don't think Psychic shouldn't be able to KO you here. We also still have Meteor Beam tech in the back as well, which is very good to know. I'm very curious to see what they go into here. We definitely want to keep Pelipper alive as long as Ninetales is alive. We could see the double into Ninetales here, but even if they don't have Flash Fire, first off, we are going to see the swap here. So Ninetales is not even a switch to this, actually. So we're going to see Go. That's going to be the Cinderace, I think, right? Yeah, that's Cinderace. This is going to do a lot of damage to you. Yeah, this is going to do a lot of damage. Bada bing, bada boom. That almost straight up KO'd you. So this is also a special Cinderace set as well. So I do have to keep that in mind. We could see a Scorching Sands. We could see an Electro Ball. I don't think we see a Pyro Ball here. I don't think we do. I'm very tempted to say we don't. I think we're going to see an Electro Ball. I think that makes the most sense here. So I'm very tempted to go into Stormy here on Electro Ball. And I think that's kind of what I want to do, because I don't want to take too much damage. I really don't think they go for Pyro Ball here. If I go into Stormy, do I lose? No, I don't lose. Let's see. This is tough. This is very tough. Let me see here. Cinderace, let's assume you're, let's see, max special attack, timid. And let's go with Scorching Sands against Iron Moth. Does 59 to 70%, so maybe I just go for an I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave here. I'm going to go for Sludge Wave. We are going to see a Scorching Sands. I could have swapped into Kilowattrel, man. I almost did. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's just straight up KOs. Okay, well, that's been unfortunate, but it is what it is. I can just go into Kilowattrel here and U-turn. That's just a free button click for me at this point. Very unfortunate. That is pretty freaking unfortunate for us. I won't lie. I'm definitely not very happy about that, but it is what it is. We're going to click U-turn here. Yeah, that's definitely not great. So this thing is definitely like a boosting item, probably. Well, actually, is it a boosting item? Well, it must be modest then. It must be like, I'm very curious to see how that KO'd actually. I live that every single time, according to this. Yeah, I live that every single time. Oh, wait, it's not calcing it's not calcing Protean, or Libero, is it? Libero? Okay, yeah, with Libero, I should have swapped there 100% of the time. It didn't automatically calc Libero for some reason, so that's my bad. I misplayed there. It is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world. If I knew that, I definitely would have 100% swapped into a different Pokemon, but it is what it is. We're going to see the hard swap, obviously, because they value this thing as a possible sack later on. We're going to see the mini letters come out. That's going to be Volcanion. Very interesting they went to Volcanion against this thing. I guess the electric move wasn't really spammable, which makes sense. We're going to see Rocky Helmet Chip as well. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So I think here what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and go into Silver Gate at this point. I think I kind of have to, and I'm going to just set up a screen, because clearly a lot of my opponent's team is special based, so I think that is going to just help me out a lot here, and we're going to set up screens because I can and I want to. I threatened this thing out with the Draco Meteor. I threatened everything out with the Draco Meteor, honestly, so I think I just click light screen here every single time. If they opt to stay in and go for an attack, that's fine. We should be able to tank anything. Maybe an Earth Power will hurt, but I think that'll give us intel on the set. Let's see, Volcanion, because I don't think you KO me with... you could KO me with an Earth Power, actually. If you're modest choice spec, you KO me. Let's see. It depends on the spread, and also it'll depend if you have speed investment or not, because I naturally outspeed you. So there is that too. And a Draco Meteor is going to do a lot of damage if you're offensive. So yes, I think this is okay. We'll see if this is speed invested or not. I'm very curious to see. They could think I'm speed invested too at this point. I don't think they go into Garganical here on the possible Flash Cannon or even Draco hit. I think they might go into, like, maybe the Cinderace or the Thundurus for an attack. I could definitely see that. Or even they could go just hard Great Tusk. Great Tusk going here makes sense too. We're going to see that we outspeed and we go for the light screen. That's good to know. Let's see what they went for here. We do just see an Earth Power. Bada bing, bada boom. That does a decent chunk of damage. I am okay with that. We are going to get a stamina boost, which is pretty nice, pretty epic indeed. How much damage does that do to this thing? It doesn't deal a lot, so I think I still click Draco here to just absolutely nuke some. Well, actually, no, I don't want to click Draco here. The reason I don't want to click Draco here, they just went for Earth Power here. They just went for Earth Power. I think I could go into Potion Dealer and just start clicking buttons. I could also go into Stormy here on an Earth Power, but I don't know if they'll allow that to happen. That's the thing, right? I don't know if they'll allow that to happen. I could go Gemstone here, honestly. I don't know if they swap this to save this thing. I'm very curious about that. I don't want to go for Draco on the off chance that they opt to try to sack off Ninetales or Cinderace. So I think I'm going to click Body Press here. I don't know if they let Volcanion take too much damage here. I don't know if they let that happen. They do let this thing take a decent chunk of damage. Oh, yeah, we also see Rocky Helmet too. So this should KO me, but then I just get a free switch into Diancie. Yeah, I get a free switch into Diancie here, and I can click Diamond Storm here and get a, hopefully get a defense boost. That would be pretty sick right here. So that's what I'm going to try to aim for here at this point. We have the light screen up. We're going to go for the defense boost here at this point with the Diamond Storm, and we are going to be happy about it. That is just a very free button click for me to make. They could go into Gargantical here. Assault Cure is not going to do that much damage to me. And if we get to +2, then we are looking really solid against the rest of this team. So that's kind of the goal right now. I'm really hoping to get that boost at this point. And attack from this thing will still do a decent chunk of damage, but the sun's gone, so they can't do too much to me there. They probably I could see them sacking off Cinderace or Ninetales here. I don't think they could also go into Gargantical here. I'm very curious. We could even see Great Tusk, but I don't think we do. We're going to see Kurama. They go into sack off Ninetales, actually. So Ninetales is going to come in. They lose their sun permanently. If we get the +2 boost, we are mad chilling right now. We're going to get the KO on Ninetales. Let's see. Do we get the boost? We do get the boost. And now we're at +2, and we are behind screens. That is amazing for the record. So we are at +2. The sun is up, so we do have to keep that in mind. We're at +2, though, and we are behind light screen. So Cinderace doesn't want to come in here. Cinderace definitely doesn't want to come with the light screen still up. We could see the Great Tusk come in here to try to break this thing. We could see Thundurus as well, but I don't know if we do. I think regardless, whatever comes in, is particularly if it's Gargantical, I go for the Calm Mind. I think if it's, let's see, we're going to see Go, that's going to be Cinderace. So Cinderace is going to come in here, interestingly enough. Cinderace, let's see, we know your Protean. Let's see here, Protean, where's Protean? There's Protean, or not Protean, Libero, I'm stupid. Let's see, versus Diancie, looks like you have offensive capabilities. Let's go, let's just try Flamethrower in the Sun. Flamethrower in the Sun. That does not do a lot of damage to me, Chief. It really doesn't. That's a 16 to 19%. I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here. I can just do that for free. We're going to see a court change. Interesting. They go into the normal type. That doesn't change stats, does it? It might. I might. I don't know if it does. The swap battle effects affecting each side of the battle. I don't know what that changes here. Maybe they just wanted the normal type? I'm very curious about that play. I'm very, very curious. Let's see. That doesn't change that doesn't change the stats, does it? I don't think so. No, it doesn't. I still have my boosts. So I think I can just go for another Calm Mind, right? Yeah, I go for another Calm Mind here. I don't see why I don't. Very, very interesting. Maybe my only thing that I can think of, either that was a misclick, or they were trying to go for the normal type. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So I'm very, very curious about that play, but I guess we'll see. The light screen should go here. Oh, wait, the screens. It changes the screens. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We're going to get up to +2 here. We're going to see Manfred. That's going to be Great Tusk, I think, right? So that tells me Great Tusk is probably... I could see Great Tusk being... let's see, booster speed. Okay, I could see Great Tusk being a bit, like weakness... No, wait, no, it's not weakness... Wait. No, Protosynthesis. It could still be weakness policy. I need to remember that. It could still be weakness policy. We're currently at +2 on defense, special attack, and special defense. We're going to see the opposing team's light screen wear off. Great Tusk, assuming you're... Let's see. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so if you're like max HP... Oh, yeah, I should KO every single time with a Draining Kiss, I think. Yeah, I should KO it every single time with a Draining Kiss. And that should be that. You have to be like max to live. And even then, it's a roll. So I'm going to click Draining Kiss here every single time. We're going to see a knockoff. That's fine. We lose our Covert Cloak, so that's a bit unfortunate for Gargantical, but that's fine. We are going to just fire off a Draining Kiss here. Bada bing, bada boom. This Great Tusk should absolutely be dead now. Boom. It's almost dead, but that's fine. We can honestly just go for... We can go for... Well, I don't know. I don't think it's in range of a Diamond Storm, unfortunately, so I will just click Draining Kiss one more time for free. I can just do that. We're going to see a Headlong Rush. It's going to do a decent chunk of damage, and by decent chunk, I mean barely anything. Great Tusk goes down, so Diancie is looking really, really solid right now, which is great. So, let's see, Gargantical is pretty much the only thing that could cause me some issues with Assault Cure, but let's see, Gargantical, I mean, I'm at +2, this thing, it can't really do anything to me, and Draining Kiss is going to outlive the Assault Cure, so the Harsh Sunlight is also gone, so Cinderace no longer gets a boost from the sun, same with Volcanion as well. So Volcanion could come in here, we could see that. My guess is they thought maybe I had the Light Clay, so, and maybe they were, I don't know, so let's see here. We're going to see the Volcanion come back in. So Volcanion's going to come back in here, that's fine by me. Let's see, Volcanion, let's see, Earth Power should always KO. Flamethrower is going to do a decent chunk of damage to me, but it shouldn't do enough to, like, ruin my day. So I think here I just go for the KO and click Earth Power to get rid of this thing. So we are going to see a Steam Eruption. They do land. It's going to do a decent chunk of damage. By a decent chunk, I mean only a little bit. We fire off an Earth Power. This Volcanion should also be dead. Yep, the Volcanion is now dead as well. So I'm wondering if it's Terra, Rock, Garganical at this point. So they still have Cinderace, Thundurus, and Garganical left. Deancey is putting in a lot of work. This is also opening the door for a lot of other Pokemon on my team, too. We're going to see Rapgods. They're actually going to go into Thundy here, interestingly enough. I'm just going to click Diamond Storm here, I think. They definitely want to keep Garganical alive, which is very interesting to me. So we see a Thunder and they miss. That's really cool tech for the record, by the way. Absolutely really cool tech. We fire off this hit, barely lives, which is unfortunate for us, but we do get to +4, which is great for Garganical. And let's see here. Thundurus, Therian. Oh, it's Choice Specs, so I have to remember that. Let's see, Thunder. They just clicked Raw Thunder versus me. Let's see, Choice Specs. It does 33 to 40% max, so we're still kind of chilling. I think here I just click Draining Kiss, right? We still have Potion Dealer for Garganical, and we have Stormy for Cinderace. Yeah, we should be fine. I'm gonna click Draining Kiss here. And they also have to land this as well. They do land it this time, which makes sense. So it does, oh, crit. Okay, so crit definitely sucks there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The crit there is definitely very unfortunate. So I guess I should have just gone for Draining Kiss, but Draining Kiss wouldn't have KO'd either. So, and I think a crit there every single time always KO'd. So I'm just going to go into Storm here, and I'm just going to click U-turn. They have to go into Garganical here, which gives me a free switch to Pelipper, which means I can just click the Surf or whatever versus that thing. And if they let this thing go down, that's also fine. So, yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay right now. This is not as clean of a game as I would have liked, but at the very least, it looks like there's a pretty good chance we win as long as we keep the likes of Kilowattrel alive. I don't think Cinderace can outspeed and KO me with anything, which is important to note as well. My guess is they have to switch into Garganical, but that just gives me a very free switch into my Potion Maker. My Potion Dealer, I should say. I can click Curse, I can click Matcha Gotcha, I can click Calm Mind versus that thing. I can also just go into my Pelipper and just click Surf and just let myself go down just to get a hit off. I could absolutely do that as well. So I'm very curious to see what they do here. I do really wish I knew what the Terra on Garganical was. The Crit Thunder definitely really sucked there. Also the fact that they lived, I'm pretty sure that was a roll. We're probably going to see their Garganical come in. Let's see. Go. That's going to be Cinderace, actually. They let Cinderace go down, interestingly enough. This should be a dead Cinderace, I imagine. Bada bing, bada boom. That is absolutely dead Cinderace. So that is very great for the rest of my team. I think here I just go into Pelipper and I let Thundurus go down, I think. Or not Thundurus, I let Pelipper go down, I think, because Potion Dealer should still be able to deal with Garganical, I think. It could be Terra Dark, which is the main issue, I think. So maybe I go into Potion Dealer on the Thundurus, but they have Dark Pulse, so I think I have to go into Toilet Bowl here, unfortunately. This will force Thundurus to come out. Actually, you know what? No. Thundurus... No, I can't risk them going for, like, Dark... They can lock themselves into Dark Pulse at this point, so I have to switch out here, unfortunately, I think. So, it is what it is, but, you know. And if they go for Thunder, great play, but... I think... Yeah, I don't think they do that here. I really don't. We're gonna see Rap God, obviously. That makes sense. That was a very good sack on my opponent's part. We are going to go ahead and just click U-turn on the... Or we're just going to click Surf. There's no reason to. You do see the Dark Pulse here. That makes sense. Bada bing, bada boom. I just click U-turn here every single time, though. I always outspeed this thing, and I can go into... Like, if they opt to switch this thing out, then I can just... I can just go into Sinistcha. As long as I keep this thing alive and just weaken down Garganical to the point where it just dies to certain attacks, then we're chilling. So I'm just going to click U-turn here. We do see that they let Thundy go down, so it's only Garganical left. So that's good to know. We don't know what the Terra on Garganical is yet, so that's good to know as well. Let's see, Sinistcha versus Garganical. This is going to be a very interesting game. I'm very curious, since Matcha Gotcha does 40 to 48%, let's assume you're Terra Dark, because I think if you're saying it for this point, that's what you are. Let's say you go for Terra Blast. How much damage do you do to me? You do 34 to 41. I think I just go for Curse here. The reason I go for Curse is because that way, A, I trigger my Citrus Berry early, and B, I can burn the Terra. C, it's going to take chip every single time, so if you have Recover, you're going to be clicking it a lot, basically. And I can just recover HP off with Matcha Gotcha as well, so I think, like, basically I'm trying to force them into a point where they can't spam Recover. So we're going to go for a Curse here, bada bing, bada boom. And we are going to go ahead, trigger our Citrus Berry here. I should have checked to see if Curse works with Purifying Salt. I imagine it does. I think it does. I imagine it does. We're going to see here that they actually just go for a Salt Cure, interestingly enough. So I think here what I do, I just spam Matcha Gotcha at this point and call it a day. We're going to see lefties here. That's fine. I just spam... Matcha Gotcha here. Maybe, my guess is if they're saving it for this long, they're Terra Rock. I think they have to be Terra Rock here, which is a very interesting Terra to bring into this game. That's the only thing I can think of. So, as to why they haven't Terra'd this turn, I just go for Matcha Gotcha here every single time. If they still don't Terra, then we're mad chillin' at this point. Also, we could get a burn with Matcha Gotcha as well. We do go for Matcha Gotcha and we miss. That might matter, actually. Okay, no, it doesn't. We just see a recover. Okay, that still might matter a lot, actually. That still might matter a lot. They still haven't Terra'd yet, interestingly enough. So, we do see another Curse. But I think they have to Terra now at this point. That miss definitely really sucked, but it is what it is. So, good job on not doing what I need you to do in this game, Chief. Thank you for that. I'm very curious to see why they haven't Terra'd yet. I'm very curious. Because I think every single time... Now you have to Terra if you have it. My guess is they have to be Terra Rock if they're not Terraing. But even then, they should have just Terra'd on the Salt Cure anyways to deal more damage. So... I'm very curious as to why they haven't Terra'd yet. If they Terra now, then into like a darker ghost type, I'm really gonna wish we hit that Match Gotcha now, but, you know, it is what it is, not much we can really do about it. At the very least, this thing is on a timer. We're gonna get some HP back with Match Gotcha as well, which is good. Let's see here. They do have to Terra now, so now I very heavily wish that we landed that attack earlier. This would be a much better situation for me. Let's see what the Terra is. It's going to be Terra Ghost. Okay, so I was wondering if it was going to be Terra Ghost. It is going to be Terra Ghost. My guess is it's Purifying Salt. That's my assumption. And maybe that's why they didn't want to Terra yet, which makes sense. We go for the Matcha Gotcha here. Bada bing, bada boom. Does a decent chunk of damage. We get that HP back. We don't get the burn, unfortunately. I don't know if this Terra will... Well, I guess maybe after... Oh, wait, no. They just go for Salt Cure. Interesting. Okay, so... I'm very curious now to see if how much damage a Shadow Ball will do against Purifying Salt. If we go Terra Ghost, Shadow Ball does about the same amount of damage. The only difference is we don't get the HP recovery. They have to go for Recover here. I think what I do here, I need that HP recovery to take care of Salt Cure. So I think what I do here, I go for Matcha Gotcha again. We do land a Matcha Gotcha once again. Hopefully, again, we're fishing for a burn at this point. If they go for the KO versus me, then we win. So, or if they go for the KO, we win, I should say. We are going to see them click Recover here. That's fine. They have to keep spamming Recover at this point. I think we're going to be put in a bit of a stalemate. If we had landed that Matcha Gotcha, we would have won. So that also kind of sucks here. That is very unfortunate for us, but it is what it is. They have to click Recover here again. If I land my next attack, they have to click Recover. So I'm just going to keep spamming Matcha Gotcha in hopes that we get a burn or... Well, actually, no. Shadow Ball, I could get a defense drop, but I don't get HP recovery. They have to recover here. I need to think about this. They have to recover here. I think what I do... For guaranteed damage, I have to go for Shadow Ball. I think, unfortunately. As much as I don't want to, I think I have to go for Shadow Ball. Bada bing, bada boom. We could get a high roll. We could get a crit. Does a decent chunk of damage. Do we get this Def Drop? We don't. They go for Recover. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for us. They have to continue clicking Recover at this point. They literally just have to at this point. So I think what I do... this is so hard. This is so hard, man. This is so hard. Does Salt Cure stay the entire battle? I guess it does. Jesus, that's such an OP ability. I have to go for Matcha Gotcha now at this point. Do I? Yeah, I have to. They're going to click Recover here. They have to click Recover here. We land our Matcha Gotcha, thankfully. They have to go for Recover to keep continuing to get HP recovery. We get... Oh, God, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. I swear to God, if we lose this battle to a crit, that's going to be really annoying. A crit and a miss, too. Like, I had this battle very much under control. And it sucks that I'm going to be losing this way, unfortunately. They just keep spamming Recover at this point. That's all they need to do. Salt Cure is going to deal a decent chunk of damage to me. Alright. Well, the only thing we can really hope for is the burn chip to help neuter the leftovers, or that they throw and go for an attack, or that we get a crit. All those situations here would be really, really nice at this point in the game. We're going to go for Matcha Gotcha here. Bada bing, bada boom. Boom. Do we get a burn? Do we get a crit? Do we get anything useful? No, we do not. Of course not. Do we see them throw? They could throw here. They could absolutely throw. Nope, they don't. They're going to click recover. They're going to keep clicking recover. Great. Let's see. Kilowatt-roll. Let me look up the stats here for Stormy. Let's see. Garganical. Thunderbolt. I need to be a quarter of HP to kill. They might try to go for the KO at this point. I think that makes the most sense. I think I'm going to have to hope for some flinch hacks, unfortunately. I have to keep spamming Matcha Gotcha at this point to hope for the burn and also hope for just a number of other things too. Man, I hate that if I lose. This is the game that boots me down to Academy, basically, if I lose this game. And I hate that I lose to a crit and a miss. Both very vital crit and miss as well, I might add. So if I lose that way, that's going to suck. I've kind of decided, if you guys saw my video yesterday talking about, like, the CMM Championships, talking about, and you guys saw, like, the post-credits, I guess, for lack of a better term, the post-credit scene. But me talking about stuff. If Nova does, like, an NBBL season during the summer, I probably won't be uploading that. I might do it for fun, but obviously I'm going to be booted down to Academy, so I don't know. I just don't want to make content in Academy. I'm not going to lie. I don't see much point in that. So let's see if they go for an attack here. They could absolutely go for an attack. No, they just... Alright, we're going to be here for a hot minute, guys. I apologize. We're going to be here for a hot minute. I might cut the rest of this. Critical hit there, that's pretty nice. We love to freaking see that. Okay, they do just go for Soul Cure here, so they do pick up the KO, or they are going to pick up the KO, I think, because I'm barely in range. The nice thing about that crit, if I get an air slash flinch, then we win the game. That's kind of what it comes to. Actually, no, wait, are you in range? No, you're not. You're definitely not in range of a Thunderbolt. Do we even go down to this? We probably do. I assume we do. Yeah. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, so we do barely live. I continue to go for Magic Gotcha. I have to at this point. We do land it this time. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank God for that. They might be out of recovers too, which I hope they are. I really freaking hope they are, dude. Because I swear to God, if they're not, I'm going to cry. Nope, they're not. Okay, we're going to be here for a while. Here's the thing. They might be out of recovers by this point. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, you know what? I think they might be out of recovers. Here's the thing, though. If they're not out of recovers and I go for a Shadow Ball now, I throw. No, I think regardless, I still have to go for Magic Gotcha, right? Yeah, I have to go for Magic Gotcha here. Yeah, I have to go for Magic Gotcha. The reason being, like, yes, I risked the miss there, but if they're out of recovers, they're going to lose anyways. So this is fine. Also, I kept saying I was hoping for a burn. I caught myself. This thing can't get burned if it's purifying salt. So, which it definitely is, based on how little that Shadow Ball did earlier. So, all right, this thing should. I think this thing has to be out of recovers at this point, right? Let me double check and make sure before I freaking throw. Garganackle. Let me make sure recover is 8 PP. I think it is. It is, yes, it is 8 PP, so it has to be out of that now, I think. I think it absolutely has to be out of that range. So I think here, I think I still go for a Magic Gotcha here. I have to force the KO here. We're gonna go for Magic Gotcha here. Bada bing, bada boom. Boom, boom. Okay. You die to a curse if you don't click recover here, basically. That's kind of what this comes down to. We do see Assault Cure. I think we were in range to live, thankfully. Okay, so we do live. We can see the crit, which is crazy. This thing should die, I think, at this point. Well, actually, it might not. So I think this will be a 1-0 loss. But 1-0 win, I should say. Thank God for it being a 1-0 win. Let's see here. Yeah, the crit is going to... Well, I mean, the crit doesn't KO us here, but yeah, Kilowatt wins the game. All right, at least we win the game. If we can go 3-5, I think we have a chance to get out of Academy. But this game... Differential-wise, this game should have been a lot better more in our favor than it turned out to be. So it is what it is, but you know, crits happen, misses happen, but in a league where I'm fighting to stay out of Academy, if I get booted down to Academy because of that, then that's going to really be a blow to my mental. But we'll see. Thank you all so much for watching. In the meantime, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. At the very least, we gotta win. We gotta win. The Sinistra came through for us barely. But you know what? We'll take it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!